The glass doors of Hartwell Industries swung open at precisely 6:45 a.m., and Victoria Hartwell strode through with her daughter Sophia's hand clutched tightly in hers. At 4 years old, Sophia had already earned a reputation that made grown adults nervous. "This is Miss Patricia Monroe," Victoria announced, gesturing to the impeccably dressed woman standing in the executive suite. "She comes highly recommended from the Morrison family." Patricia smiled warmly and knelt down. "Hello, Sophia. I've brought some wonderful books we can." The scream that erupted from Sophia's throat could have shattered the floor-to-ceiling windows. She launched herself at Patricia, tiny fists flying, catching the nanny square in the chest before Victoria could intervene. "Sophia Grace Hartwell." Victoria's voice cracked like a whip, but her daughter was already running down the hallway, her patent leather shoes clicking against marble. Patricia picked herself up, straightening her blazer with trembling hands. "Mrs. Hartwell, perhaps if we tried again tomorrow, that won't be necessary." Victoria's tone was ice. She pulled out her checkbook. "I'll compensate you for your time." Patricia was the 7th nanny in 3 months. Victoria sat in her corner office that evening, watching the sun set over downtown Seattle. Her empire, a tech company worth billions, ran like clockwork. Her 200 employees respected her. Her board feared her. Her competitors envied her. But her own daughter, working late again. Victoria looked up to see Marcus Chen standing in the doorway, pushing his cleaning cart. The night security guard and custodial supervisor had worked in the building for 15 years, always arriving after everyone else left. His smile was genuine, the kind that reached his eyes, something rare in Victoria's world. "Just thinking," Victoria admitted, surprising herself with her honesty. Marcus nodded, beginning to empty the trash bins. "That little one still giving you trouble?" "That's putting it mildly. She attacked another nanny today." "Kicked, scratched, bit," Victoria's voice cracked. "I don't understand it. I give her everything. The best schools, the finest clothes, every toy imaginable." "Maybe she doesn't want things," Marcus said quietly, spraying cleaner on the glass coffee table. "Maybe she wants time." Victoria stiffened. "I give her as much time as I can. I'm building a future for her." Marcus said nothing, just continued wiping down surfaces with careful, methodical movements. The next week brought nanny number 8, a stern Austrian woman named Ingrid who promised she'd never met a child she couldn't handle. She lasted 4 to 5 minutes. Sophia dumped an entire pot of tomato sauce over Ingrid's head during lunch, then locked herself in the supply closet, screaming that she hated everyone and wanted to disappear. Victoria cancelled her afternoon meetings. She sat outside the closet door, her $1,000 suit crumpled, her carefully styled hair falling loose. "Sophia, please. Talk to mommy." Silence. "I'm trying, sweetheart. I'm trying so hard." More silence. Victoria pressed her forehead against the door, tears streaming down her face. She didn't hear Marcus approach, until his gentle voice broke through her despair. "Ms. Hartwell. Maybe I could try." Victoria looked up at him, this man in his simple uniform with his kind eyes, and something inside her broke. She nodded. Marcus knelt by the door. "Hey, Sophia. It's Marcus. The guy who vacuums the hallways. Remember me?" A small voice emerged. "You have the cart with the squeaky wheel." "That's right. You know, that squeaky wheel is my favorite part." "Want to know why?" "Why?" "Because it reminds me that even things that aren't perfect can still do good work." "Mind if I sit out here with you?" "Okay." Victoria watched in amazement as Marcus settled cross-legged on the floor, his back against the wall beside the closet. He didn't try to coax Sophia out. He just started talking, about his shift, about the funny pattern the moonlight made on the lobby floor, about the family of birds nesting outside the 4th-floor window. After 20 minutes, the closet door cracked open. Sophia peeked out, her tear-stained face suspicious but curious. "There she is," Marcus said with a smile. "You know, I was just about to go water the plants on the terrace. They get lonely at night. Want to help?" Sophia looked at her mother, then back at Marcus. Slowly, she nodded. Victoria watched from her office window as Marcus and Sophia moved along the terrace garden, a watering can passing between them. Marcus showed her each plant, let her touch the leaves, explained which ones needed more water and which needed less. Sophia laughed, actually laughed, when water splashed on her shoes. When they finished, Sophia did something that made Victoria's breath catch. She reached up and hugged Marcus, wrapping her small arms around his neck. He hugged her back gently, patting her hair. "You're a good helper, Sophia. Plants need someone who pays attention to them. Just like people." That night, after Victoria had taken Sophia home, she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about what Marcus had said. About the hug. About the fact that her daughter had shown more genuine affection to the night guard in 1 hour than she'd shown anyone in months. The next morning, Victoria called an emergency meeting with her executive team. I'm restructuring my schedule, she announced. I'll be working from home 3 days a week. Jennifer will handle the daily operations briefings. Her COO blinked. But Victoria, the investor presentations, can be done remotely. This company will survive without me physically present every single day. My daughter won't. The changes didn't happen overnight. Sophia still had tantrums. She still tested boundaries. But Victoria started coming home for dinner. She started reading bedtime stories. She started being present, and she hired Marcus, not as a nanny, but as a part-time family assistant. Someone Sophia already trusted. Someone who could be there during transitions. You don't have to do this, Marcus said when Victoria offered him the position. I'm happy with my job. You'll keep your job, Victoria assured him. This is additional. And Marcus, thank you. You showed me what my daughter needed when I was too blind to see it. Marcus smiled. She just needed to know someone was paying attention. That someone saw her, not just her behavior. 6 months later, Victoria sat on the terrace with Sophia and Marcus, watching the little girl water the plants. She now considered her responsibility. A new nanny, a gentle college student named Emma who came 3 afternoons a week, sat nearby, reading a book while Sophia worked. There had been no violence, no screaming. Just clear boundaries, consistent presence, and the knowledge that she was loved. You know what I learned? Victoria said to Marcus. I was so focused on building an empire to leave her that I forgot to build a relationship to share with her. And now? Marcus asked. Victoria watched her daughter carefully tip water into a pot, her tongue sticking out in concentration. Now I'm learning that the most valuable thing I can give her isn't money or things. It's time. Attention. Love. Sophia looked up and smiled at her mother, a real, genuine smile that lit up her whole face. Victoria smiled back, feeling her heart swell. For the first time in years, she felt like she was exactly where she needed to be.